Hello and welcome to the Open Door with Mickey. Thank you guys again for joining me today. I want to share with you a very special story of something my family celebrated this weekend. On every March 25th, we celebrate because not only in the Catholic Church is it the Feast of the Annunciation, when the angel Gabriel told Mary that she was going to be the mother of Jesus. It's also very special in our family. When my husband and I first got married, we knew that we wanted to start a family right away. I was having difficulties with infertility, and it was a very painful struggle. My husband and I so desperately wanted to be a mom and dad, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't happening. So after 5 years of marriage, we decided to start the adoption process. Now, we knew going through an agency was going to be really expensive and we didn't have the money for it. So we just started telling everyone that we were looking into adopting and just kind of keeping our fingers crossed and knowing that God would absolutely point us in whatever direction that we wanted to go. Well, on March 23rd, I remember my sister-in-law gave birth to my beautiful, wonderful nephew. And while my husband and I were at the hospital looking at this precious new addition to our family, it was a really joyful time. But I remember looking at this precious baby in the nursery of the hospital with tremendous joy, but at the same time, there was also a tremendous pain that existed in my heart because I so desperately wanted to know what that was like to have a baby and to be a mom, and I just wasn't sure when that was going to happen for us. And so on March 25th, my husband and I were sitting at our dinner table, and we were at a low point, so there were definitely some tears that were shed. And we got a phone call from a student of mine. Her mom was a nurse at her dad's OB/GYN practice. And a woman had walked into their office about 31 weeks pregnant who wanted to give her baby up for adoption to a Catholic couple. Well, all of my students knew that my husband and I had started the adoption process. So I guess somehow it came to light that this woman walked us to his office and she said, "Oh, I know someone, my teacher, they're wanting to adopt." So her mom called me and said, "How serious are you about adoption?" I said, "We are extremely serious. We're almost finished with our home study." And it was on March 25th where she called and said, well, we think we might have a good match for you and this mother. So if you guys are interested, let me get back in touch with the birth mom and then we'll get you guys connected. And I remember sitting there after I hung up the phone, talking to my husband about the unbelievable phone call that just happened, and said, I think we're gonna be parents in just a few short weeks, maybe 6-7 weeks. And it dawned on us that it was also the Feast of the Annunciation. And my husband said, "Okay, well, if it's a boy, the name has to be Gabriel, and if it's a girl, it just has to be Mary. This is just divinely ordained," and it just seemed to be quite an incredible story about hearing about our daughter Mary. So every March 25th, we celebrate the Annunciation, when God told us that we were going to be parents to this beautiful, loving, feisty redhead who is such a joy to our lives. And so this year we went to the zoo to celebrate, and she got a blue raspberry snow cone as her special treat. And every year we try to make it important that our kids know the very special moments in their lives and how God sort of his hand was in all of these magnificent events throughout our lives. And one of them, a big one, is the Annunciation. So when I think about the Annunciation and the Bible story when the angel Gabriel goes to Mary, and knowing that it was God's will, and she still had all of these questions and possibly all of these fears, and she said, may it be done unto me according to your word. And I think about that and all of the fears that we experience with adoption. You know, is this going to work out? Are the birth parents going to change their mind? Are we going to be good parents? All of these things that sort of ran through my mind, you know, there was that constant, Lord, let it be done unto me according to your word. So as we go through this week, I just ask that that be your prayer. Maybe make that your focus for this next week ahead. Lord, whatever your will is, whatever it is that I do this day, may it be done unto me according to your word. And if all that we desire is what God desires for us, then we're doing a pretty good job. So thank you so much for joining me today, for hearing about the wonderful story of the Annunciation of our daughter into our family. And remember, throughout this week, let your constant prayer be, Lord, be it done unto me according to your word. Here are some of my favorite moments of my daughter Mary. I hope that you enjoy.
Got it right, cooking in the microwave. Got it big, big, afraid to shake. Turkey daylight, just gotta say, hey, I'm doing alright. It's a great day to be alive. Got a sun to shine in a good night. Hard time in the neighborhood. Got every day just as good.
Yay! Do a cartwheel over Lucas. Okay, go. Woohoo! Here, show me your picture real fast. Why do you show me how you write Momo's name and then tell me why? Can you please
No,
do
I
that?
already write her name.
I know. How did you write it? Show me the paper. Okay, so M-O equals M-O.
Yes.
Why do you write Momo that way? Why do you put that equal sign?
Because her name's a digraph. Bye.
What is it? A what?
Digraph.
Okay.
Got something right. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. All the fun is to run along. Hey,
Okay, what are you?
a robot!
Show me what robots do.
Beep, pop, 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 beep, beep.
What are you in? That box that you're in, what is that?
Spaceship.
All right. Can
An
you,
astronaut.